So, making his way to the cage now, Alexi Roberts from Team Kaioken. Boom is his nickname. 10 wins, 6 losses on his record. But again, a rounded fighter, Frank. 4 wins by KO, 4 wins by sub. So he knows his way around a cage.
You know, we have to make a decision here. You know, as you're looking at it from if you want to look at it from a betting standpoint, okay, he's kind of all over the map, but he's got a record of 10-6. So what's that tell you? Well, there's 6 opponents, amazingly good opponents. Look at the quality of competition. Look who he's competed against. You know, when he loses, is he losing devastatingly? Is he getting knocked out every time? He's getting submitted every time. You know, and this is one of those things you have to kind of like look at this factor, but it's what he has to do as an athlete as well. Start looking at that as well when he goes back to the training room.
Well, picking up on that, Frank, when you look at his CV and his losses, we're looking at the likes of Jack Mason, Wesley Murch. So he's been in at a good level domestically. And
that's the tough part to do with a lot of the guys domestically is we start fighting, you start having a lot of guys of similar competition. We're fighting the same guys, we're fighting guys from the same camp all the time, and it makes it hard to keep a high, unleveled, you know, undefeated record because you're going to battle against the same guys that kind of know what you're doing and where you're going with it. So let's see how well Alexi's got tonight. He's got a couple of hiccups in his game. He needs to try to get worked out, but we'll see what happens.
Now, the other thing we must mention, of his last 4 fights, 3 are losses, Frank. Now, by contrast, Jack Grant, who we saw lose to Jefferson George by that split at BAMMA 15, came straight back in June and won by sub, so he's 8-1, so he got straight back in there and put it right.
You know, he's a guy that understands, we talked about it earlier in this broadcast, he doesn't like that taste of defeat. He wants to get after it. I talked to him a little bit in the hotel today, and he is very passionate about the fight game. He's not a guy fighting because he wants to be on TV. He's not a guy who's fighting because he doesn't really know what else to do. He is passionate about the fight game and is hungry to learn and be better and try to get himself put together. So that was part of the influence of getting right back after it, getting into June and getting back and fighting again. You got another victory. You want to get that bad taste out of his mouth. And I have a feeling tonight, this is just my personal feeling, that he's going to be way too much for Alexi Roberts to deal with.
Well, against Jefferson George, we knew he had the pedigree, but for me, he looked quite anxious in that fight.
Yeah, he did. It was kind of weird. Like, I don't know if he was comfortable dealing with someone so athletic or what his deal was. Like we talked about earlier when Jefferson George was fighting, he makes his opponent spend a lot of energy tying him up, and he spent way too much energy trying to tie Jefferson George.
That said, it was still close because it was a split.
Yeah.
But you feel, what I'm trying to say is you feel at his maximum potential, maybe that would have been a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, to be honest with you, one different judge, he wins the fight. It's a split decision loss. So you get one different judge, all of a sudden it's a whole different look. You know, and that's the thing about split decision losses. There's not much you have to do and prove to win that fight.
So when we look at the tail of the tape, here's the big thing here. 5'5" against 6'1". And then when you look at the records, almost 50-50 for Alexei. Only 8-1 for Jack. On paper, it's a tough call for Alexi Boom Roberts. So let's go to our MC, Mr. Mike Markham, for the official announcements of this fight.
The following bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the BAMMA lightweight division. Introducing first, the man standing to my right and fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed in at an even 157 pounds. He is a practitioner of traditional jiu-jitsu. His mixed martial arts record, 10 victories, opposite 6 defeats. Fighting out of Andover, England, Alexi Boom Roberts. The opposition comes in the form of the man standing across the cage to my left and fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, an even 155 pounds. He is a freestyle fighter. His professional record, 8 victories, opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Lincolnshire, England, Jack Grant. Your referee, Neil Hall.
So Frank, if we look at this in the cold light of day on paper, this is a very tough call for Alexi Roberts.
Yeah, it really
No
is.
disrespect to him.
Yeah,
it just is.
We're talking about a huge amount of reach advantage, 6-inch height advantage. Everything he does has to be inside and tight. And it's not Alexi Roberts' style is to be inside and tight. Jack Grant is just too long, too lean. In my opinion, I think this is a very long uphill battle.
And if that wasn't enough, Jack's a southpaw.
And which makes it even harder because, it's even when I'm, as a left-handed fighter, former left-handed fighter, trying to find other left-handed guys when I had to fight a left-handed guy was impossible. There's only like 8 guys in all Las Vegas that are actually real left-handed guys. So it's difficult to find anybody to train with, for that point. So I have no idea I was going to find somebody's lefty with that kind of length and that kind of size to be able to battle to get ready to fight Jack Grant.
Now the problem for Alexi as well is you've got to look to get inside this man. But when you do get inside, Jack's equally rounded. His decisions have also come by way of submission, 50%. So where do you go when you're Alexi? When upright, he's got 4 KOs from that height advantage. You get inside, you take him down, the man's got 4 sub-wins.
You really got to fight like Mike Tyson in his prime. You got to tuck your chin, get your hands nice and high, rock your head back and forth, get inside his kicking range, and make it dirty boxing. Take him down, in this position, I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's that bad, but now he's getting caught up. He's got his arms tied in, and Jack's right back up again.
Yes, you could see the reach advantage there. You could see how he used it. Oh, and listen to the crowd there. That was Alexi attempted to initiate, but Jack slammed him.
Alexi's doing a great job passing guard, getting back on top, fighting. I'm just wondering how much energy does he have to keep doing this. He's had a lot of big power motions. Arms caught.
He's given his arm. Oh,
good job by Alexi Roberts to get his arm out of there and get turned to the side.
For me, Frank, this is the right tactics. He's looked at the man and he's gone for broke and he's been all over the place, and he really has. Very early asked Jack a lot of questions. It's great tactics for me.
Good job by Alexi Roberts. He really is putting himself in a good position to try to win this fight. And Jack has just got, every time he does something, he's able to get back on top and put himself out of a bad position, put himself back into a good position.
And I think that's the most important point you made. You could forgive Alexi for almost going into survival mode, looking how to stop the man. He hasn't done that. He's gone and thought, how can I win this?
He's really chasing hard. Even now, he's got his arm caught in the far side, gets a knee inside, makes Jack look over his wrist so he's not caught in a backside Kimura. He's digging for the head. I mean, Lexi's got a good game plan. He's really knowledgeable about the MMA game as a whole. But Jack is just a little bit longer, a little bit tighter.
And he knows how to use those limbs. Oh, a big knee to the rib cage of Alexi. That'll take it out of him. And then the roundhouses to the body. He's opened up the right hand as well, Frank. Really opened up there. A short 10-second burst and finishes with the slam.
And now you can see the breathing from Alexi Roberts. You can see how he's starting to slow his pace down, back off a little bit, because Jack is just all over him. Every time he puts him in a bad position, he gets out of it. It's very difficult now for Alexi Roberts. He's sitting in turtle position. The worst position to sit in ever, because you have no offense at all. You're only defensive.
And he's like a spider on him now.
Oh, Jack is so long and he's just so good about getting things in. He's got really good flexibility. He's getting himself in this position, putting him in the right spot. Now watch Alexi's technique. He's going to get that foot out. He's working it slowly. You see his left leg trying to hook up over that ankle to try and get himself out. He's doing a good job of getting it there.
But in terms of attitude, just the way he's conducted himself and the way he's gone about it tonight, it's a totally different Jack Grant to BAMMA 15.
Yeah, completely different. He doesn't look anxious. He's not having that rush attitude. He's not trying to push the pace too hard, but he is pushing the pace, but keeping it, not trying to go 100% the entire time. He's trying to keep himself around 80% and accelerate when he needs to.
And he turned around there and brought the knee up to the face of Alexi. What a tough character Alexi Roberts is, though. He took that knee and comes firing back.
Great choice, great striking choice. He knew the head was there, took it. Alexi Roberts is coming back himself.
Well, he's between a rock and a hard place, and what he's decided to do is the right thing. Go for broke, go for the win. Whatever he tries, Jack's there, so I've got nothing but praise for Alexi's tactics, even if he's on the wrong end of it here.
Smart job. He's really tied himself up now. I don't like him backing up in there. He's getting beaten in length. He needs to get back inside, Alexi Roberts does. Jack's doing a good job of looking for the knockout finish.
Yes.
But he's taking his time with it.
And he's worked the Alexi Roberts body hard as well on the inside there. And there's the confidence, the hands drop, just steps back, has a look at his man again.
This isn't good. He shouldn't be doing that, because a quick punch or quick uppercut you're not looking for, don't see it coming, he's going to put you down.
And as you said that, he missed with a looping right. Get back to what he was doing well, as we got 20 seconds left on the clock coming up. There's no two ways about it. It's a big round for him.
Yeah, absolutely, big round. But, he's making some bad decisions here at the end of this first round. It's his bad choices about how he's going to strike and how he's going to attack. And that's what it cost him to fight, in BAMMA 15.
And as I said, Alexei, I full credit, and as you said, he landed with the right there, Frank. He's fought the right fight, hasn't he?
He's really the right game plan, right tutelage, right training. He knows what he's doing. He really has a good game plan. But he sticks to it. I think the second round might be even better because we've seen that happen before with Jack. He starts to make bad decisions. And he made a couple of bad decisions there, trying to showboat, put his head down, look weird. You know, it doesn't do him any good, but he's using his length. When he's striking, he's staying on the outside very, very well, keeps his balance. This is the first takedown at the very beginning of the first round.
He asked a lot of questions here at the beginning, didn't he?
He just went right after him, and he's chasing him down and trying to jump into a guillotine and has his arm caught. If he could have got his legs locked behind him, he probably would have been able to finish that guillotine, but he let his legs get slipped out the outside. And, you know,
paid for it.
Yeah, took a bunch of big knees to the rib cage and just wasn't doing very well at that point.
But there again, that little left landed as Jack comes in, and that uppercut only just missed. So Jack's got to stay on top of his game here.
Let's see if what kind of choices Jack's going to make coming into this next round. Jack Grant's got to make some better choices, and I really want to see Alexi Roberts. If I'm in his corner, I tell him to keep doing more of what you've been doing. It's really, I'm doing a lot better than you think it is. Get back inside and keep attacking.
Yes, exciting opening round. Definitely Jack Grant's round, but Alexi Roberts really making a go of it here.
Good pressure, good position. Let's see if he can get himself back inside and get in a better position. We'll see what happens.
So Alexi Roberts stalking Jack, and as you said, Alexi, Jack used that range again. When he used it, he was all over Alexi and very clever with it. Well,
okay,
back fist was well out of range. No chance of landing that.
Didn't set up with anything else. He's just throwing it to throw it. And that gives Alexi a chance to take his back. What's he going to be able to do with it, we don't know. Jack's going to start making some better decisions in here.
Alexi takes both ankles finally. And it's been a gutsy performance by the man from Team Kaioken. But he's got his ankle now, Frank.
His hip's not caught yet, though. He can still, if he turns to his right, he can get out of it. He's got to turn hard to his right, though. Push away on his butt, he can get out of it. It's not very tight. Good job pushing Jack back down again.
Yes, Alexi has not stopped pushing forward the whole fight. Not stopped trying to get, and he's got good position here and ramming home the right hammer fists.
Good game plan. It's working. It's finally starting to pay off. He had to struggle through that first round. He loses 10-9, but he's got a shot here winning the second round.
And a big knee to the right thigh of Jack, which will slow him down as well. His mobility. And it's almost like Jack switched off towards the end, the last minute of that opening round.
Yeah, like I said, he's been taken down now again. He's making some bad decisions when he's trying to throw punches. It's almost like he's fighting from it's like the second face of Jack Grant has come out to fight this round. And
I'm not sure, is his right eye cut?
I can't tell.
No, not yet. But again, Alexi Roberts doing everything right at the moment.
And now Alexi Roberts is fighting the takedown. He's not giving up the takedown. He's going to fight himself back to his feet. So Jack used a lot of energy to pick him up and put him down, but it didn't work. Now what's going to happen? Who's got the reserves left? And, Alexi Roberts seems to have a lot of reserve. He keeps pushing the pace. We've seen Jack slow down. Doesn't mean he's tired. Doesn't mean he's fading. Just means he's slowed down. I'm not sure what that, what's happening. But obviously, the more active fighter at this point is Alexi Roberts.
Well, I liked his attitude because when he looked across the cage at his opponent, and he will have known his record as well, he could have gone into survival mode. He could have said, right, how can I best get through this? But he didn't.
Sometimes we say guys are severely, overmatched, and we think from the commentating table that this fight's going to be kind of self-written already. Then the fight happens, and we're completely wrong, and that's one of these situations. I thought Alexi Roberts was going to completely get dominated by Jack Grant, and he's not. He's in a bad position now with his armbar, though. Jack's long, he's heavy. Oh, good job getting his arm out.
He's stubborn, Roberts, and he's been dogged in his approach here. And Jack has shipped a lot of punishment this round, as well as the good things he's done. Alexi has really come back strongly in this second round.
If this round finished right now with a minute 50 left in this round, I'd have to give the round to Alexi Roberts. He's done more damage, he's been more active, he's been on top more. He's got more strikes in, he's got better takedowns.
Well,
now he's starting to elbow to the side of the head.
Elbows.
Oh, jeez. Great game plan. Great choices, too, about what he's going to do. Great choices. You can tell, obviously, the guy's 10-6. He's had a lot of experience inside the cage, and he's making good choices when it's time to go after an opponent.
Oh, the head pops out.
Right away, dipping to get out. Oh, a little bit high. Gets back on top again.
Well, we're almost into the last minute, and as Frank Triggs says, if it stays like this now, the nose of Jack Grant bleeding, and Alexi Roberts has come back very strongly in this second round. Real heart, real determination, and negated Jack's height and reach advantage.
And now we're looking at a guy now that it's no longer a fluke in BAMMA 15 where he loses that split decision because it kind of fades in the second round. Now it's 2 fights in a row that I've commentated and seen him fade in the second round. So what's that mean? This is a guy now, every opponent's will come out and chase him in the first, and it doesn't matter if they lose the first round or not because they'll come after you and try to beat you up, because now going to the second round, you know that he's going to fade. He's got a nice high guillotine. He's going to force Jack to have to turn himself out if he wants to get out of it. Wow. Great job by Alexi Roberts.
Oh, and the right hand as well, Frank. And I think the crowd are warming to him as well.
Wow, Jack is now fighting with his hands down. He doesn't respect the stand-up at all. He's gotten caught twice. Alexi's exhausted as well. Both guys are getting really tired here, but Alexi's got his hands up. Stay on top. If he stays on top here, he can easily, there's no way the judges can give the round to Jack Grant. With 10 seconds coming up, it's going to be now, we're going to split rounds, 1 round apiece. What happens in the third? And the momentum is going to go to Alexi Roberts because he just won the second, and he's got the momentum coming in at the end of the second round.
Dead right, Frankie. Stopped the takedown, and the judges are going to see at the end of the round that little right hand pushing into the face of Jack Grant. And look, he's still, they're picking him up. He's still there.
Wow, his corner's got him still sitting down where the end of the round is. He's not getting up fast. They're immediately going to the blood on his nose like they should. They're trying to get it back. They're trying to see, is it going to stop the bleeding or not? But you can see here, he goes in, he gets caught with a couple of different elbows, the side of the head, and he gets into a deep arm bar, but he doesn't finish it. He gets caught, he's tall, he's lean, and he's very, very heavy in this position. He gets picked up and drops out of it. And so that's the best position we saw from him in the second round was that arm bar. Everything else was him just really getting beat up.
This showboating's fatigue. I'm telling you that.
2 big hits, land flush.
That's
you have
fatigue.
to give it to Alexi Roberts. He's exhausted at this point. Oh, looks like they're going to call it.
He's exhausted, Frank. I'm looking over at Jack Grant's corner. They're trying to G him up. They're clapping their hands together, but he's exhausted. And I think the tide's turned now in favor of Alexi Roberts here.
Here we go. I thought they were getting ready to call it. The doctor was shaking his head on the way out.
And both end up throwing the left jab straight away. Alexi pushing forward again. Jack trying to use that reach now, which is a good tactic at this stage in the fight when it's 1 apiece.
Jack is 22, he's young, but he's also very lean. At 6'1", he's fighting at 155 pounds in a lightweight division. Maybe he doesn't have energy because he's too light. Maybe he needs to put some weight on and go 170.
Just thinking the same thing, Frank. Yeah. Because when as I said, we've seen it 2 fights in a row now. The talent's there. There's no doubt about it. You can see it.
He's not recovering from his weight cut. That's what's happening. He doesn't have the energy to recover from the weight cut. He might be cutting too much weight. Get at 55 and see what happens at 170. I don't know this for a fact. I'm just making an outside observation. It is possible he just doesn't have the energy because he can't recover. And Alexi Roberts is in this fight. He's stalking him forward, and if he lands a couple of these haymakers Alexi's landed, he could drop Jack down to the ground.
You talked about Mike Tyson earlier in that style. He's reminding me more of a Rocky Marciano type.
He's
from a generation before.
Yeah, bending in, jumping and dropping his head and coming in and throwing a couple of 1-2 punches and just keep coming forward and not really eating the punches. He's the glancing blows. He's tucking his chin down and keeping his shoulders nice and high. And Jack really has nothing to answer with.
And Alexi pushing forward again. He was ready for the kick this time.
Just forces him down to the ground. A good takedown. Good position now. What can he do with it while he's here?
Yes, he saw that one coming, and those chopping elbows downwards again. And he's like a pit bull here, Alexi Roberts. He's been relentless from that last minute of round 1. I really think changed his mentality even more and thought, I can actually win this.
Yeah, he was. I'm going to be honest. I mean, obviously, I'll have to interview him when the fight's over. But if he wins, that he thought from the beginning he would win this fight. There's no doubt in his mind. He didn't have the doubts that we did about him. And that just goes to show you the reason why you put these fights together and why you matchmake them so well. Because really, I would have picked, 2-1 or 3-1, a dog. With Jack Grant being the favorite, and Alexi's coming in proving that he's not.
I agree. If I was a betting man, my money would have gone on Jack beforehand. I'd have been quite confident of collecting. But here Alexi goes again, that Marciano style coming forward. And then now the short elbow and the forearm as well.
if he had a little more energy in his body, a little bit better, more shape, and I don't want to say in better shape, but had a little bit more energy right now, he could have knocked Jack out with his punches because 6 of them landed flush.
Well, there are arm punches at the moment, Frank. There's been I mean, let's be fair, both of them have expended so much energy in the previous 2 rounds that they are just arm punches now.
Yeah, especially in the last half of the 3rd round. You are exhausted. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. I don't care what anyone's saying. Both guys are exhausted. Some guys just are better actors and don't show it as much, but you're definitely exhausted at this point because you have no choice.
And again, in this fight, all credit to it, there's been no lulls either. There's been no chances to take that breather, to get the breath back. They've gone for it the whole time.
You've almost got to take your break in a position. Like right now, Alexi and both Jack are taking a break in this position, even though you're in a tight position because it's the only space, the only time you get to have it. Doesn't want to get that leg put over his head because he's going to get caught. He's got that far arm. Got his arm out free. Now he's got to watch for the up kick real quick here. Jack's got to get moving. He can't let him be on the side again. He's in a bad spot where he's going to get caught. His knee is high, but it's not doing anything.
And they transition once more. Jack gets back to his feet. Alexei holding on, but we're just coming into the last minute and a half of the round, Frank. And if Alexei can keep up this energy till the end of the round, it might be a real shock here.
Tight. He's got the head tight. He's got a little tight guilty. He's not tall enough to lift Jack up. There's not enough reason there.
Jack gave the thumbs up to Neil, our referee. He said, I'm okay. But you feel at this point, Alexei doesn't really need to. He's trying. It's a huge disadvantage at that height.
Yeah,
but he just needs to be here, doesn't he? He just needs to see the clock out.
Knee the body, beat him up a little bit. See, I don't like that either. Like I know a lot of times in the striking arts, especially in boxing, you're winning. You've already won 10 of the 12 rounds. Like kind of coast, keep yourself safe, don't get caught. But in MMA, when guys start to coast, it becomes a problem because the gloves are so small and there's so many different submissions, so many different ways to end a fight and get caught. I would like to see Alexei not maybe use as much energy, like back his energy up, but keep attacking, keep the pressure on him.
Well,
don't give Jack any breather.
Under a minute left, Frank, I really think we're going to get a shock here with Alexi Roberts. I think it'd be cruel on him if he doesn't, because certainly for the 2nd and 3rd round, I've gone his way with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, this is Alexei did a great job of keeping his position, sticking with his game plan. Not sure if this was the original game plan they worked on, or if he's the guy that games plan. Some guys just go, I'm gonna do what I do, and he's gonna do what he does, and I'm just gonna be better at it. But I think whatever his game plan was tonight, Alexi Roberts did a great job with it.
Well, they're slugging it again, and the crowd are loving it. And there's that Marciano style. The left hand landed the right to the body, and he's even out punching Jack now. 10 seconds left.
Yeah, I personally have to give this victory to Alexi Roberts. If I have to put in scorecards, 2 rounds and 1. And there's no way that Jack wins the 2nd, Jack wins the 3rd. He loses both ways.
Great fight, and we've gone with the underdog Alexi Roberts here. We'll have to see how the judges go, though, Frank.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. You leave it to the judges, anything can happen. You can get screwed.
So let's go to our MC, Mike Markham, to see if the judges agree with us on this decision.
We go to the judges' scorecards for the final decision. Andy Roberts, Kevin Cable, and Garth Harriman all score the bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Alexi Boom.
Wow, first of all, I gotta apologize. If I were a betting man, I would have picked you to be a 3-1 underdog with Jack Grant being the favorite. You didn't pay attention to anything I had to say about it. You didn't pay attention to anything that I thought about it. You went out there and worked. Was that the original game plan? Just keep attacking and try to be almost like a Rocky Marciano style on your feet. We were just inside the entire time.
I never stop. I try and push my fight all the way. Sign of good fitness. It's a great entertainment style. My sensei Mike McGarry, 6 Dan, he said, vision it and it will happen. I wanted a knockout, but I also said, I don't care how I win, as long as I win. And in my head, I knew I was going to go all 3.
I want you to take me through this series of punches in here and tell me what exactly was going on the inside. Look over here.
Bam, boom, bow, ooh. Just that comic book style. You want to dish it out, you got to take some. If you can take it, you can do what you want.
That was the most eloquent explanation of punches I've ever heard in my life.
World.
You've done such a great job with your wrestling. You've improved with your grappling game. Was it hard when you were on top? Because Jack seemed to always have a knee on the inside, always seemed to be in your way, but you found a way around it. Was it difficult to get him out of the way so you could start getting some of those elbows and hammer fist down on him?
Very long legs, active on his back as well. Lots of hip control. Just pop, hips are out. Pop, hips are out again. And all you can do is just forget about his hips and legs, throw that shit out the way, and get right onto his neck. Try and get the weight on top half, just like in BJJ, get that knee on belly, and just start drilling. I didn't get as many shots as I'd like to, and I should have caused a bit more damage, but that's fighting for you. You think you got it, and then it doesn't matter how much you train, sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to work.
Manchester, your winner, Alexi Roberts.